Well, it always helps to turn the mic on. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Popeye Live. As you can see, I have to think about what I'm saying since my cancer surgery to get it to come out right. But we'll keep on keeping on. And good evening to everybody on the chat line. We're going to wait for a few minutes for others to join in. And I'm on a few minutes early so we can answer any questions you might have. And, you can ask me anything you want. And I'll tell you, OG is not here tonight. We've got some things we're going to be doing this week, and he and I will be out of touch for a few days. But we will be back, and we'll be in rare form. Now, like I said, I'm trying to stall a few minutes to give others to see. Oh, you can't see me. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Sometimes I get carried away, and you have to tell me that I forgot to switch the cube so you can see me, and you should here momentarily be able to see me. And so there we go. You ought to be able to see me now, Harry. Thank you so much. Well, we got plenty to talk about tonight, and first I'm going to start out with a few biker issues. And like many of you, well, first of all, let me explain for our new viewers, because we do have quite a few. We had 200-something subscribers came aboard last week, and so let me tell you, we are a Texas Biker Radio is dedicated to the Constitution. Texas Biker Radio is dedicated to those that have had their constitutional rights violated, and violated by their own government, and in many cases law enforcement. Now, we are not anti-law enforcement. We don't agree with everything that's happening all across the country. Now, we have our issues with law enforcement, but we even have more issues with the courts, who are more than willing to collude. They're more than willing to collude with each other in order to get a conviction. And yes, you have seen this at the national level. We have seen it on steroids at the national level. But it gives you a taste of what we've been going through for decades. And so I do want to address the bikers out there at this point. As everybody knows, our bills died in the Texas State Legislature. Our gang database bills, where we're talking about people that were put into gang databases with no due process, zero due process. You can be put into a gang database, and it's anybody. You don't have to be a biker. You can be put into a gang database just on a police officer's whim on the side of the road. And then you are labeled as a potential criminal from that point on. It can affect many things in your life, your ability to get a job, and so on and so on and so on. If you happen to have work for a defense contractor like I did, and you work on these secret programs, and some of them are super secret, this could affect your livelihood. So that's what we're talking about here. The lack of due process, whether it be by the law on the side of the road or whether it be in the courts where they collude with each other. It's an amazing thing, and we have it going on right now, everybody. We have it going on right now here in Texas, and probably across the country, because there are gang databases all across the country. Here in Texas, it's the DPS. And also the FBI has their own database. And you know, some cities have their own database. It's incredible what we see. But we want to let all bikers know that ride, record, and report is still in effect. We still need to collect data. So the effort continues. It doesn't stop. Just like politics doesn't stop. It never takes a break. So therefore, those of us who are involved never take a break. Never take a break. So that's still in effect. Ride, record, report, whether you report it to the COCI, whether you report it to the Motorcycle Profiling Project, or any other motorcycle rights organization. They're called MROs. And I guess you can call us that as well. Although we have gone to bat for people that are not motorcyclists. We've done that numerous times. But let me say this, you can here in Texas, and I would like to know if there are other states too, that if you have the ability to check and see if you're in the gang database, if you ride a motorcycle. And like I say, you may be put into a gang motorcycle database and not even know it. Not even know it. And they don't have to notify you. They don't. So you can, here in Texas, you can check to see if you're in a gang database on the front page of TexasBikerRadio.org. Just scroll down a little and you'll see, check and see if you're in a gang database. Now that will not get you put into a gang database, and we better not find out that it does. But we also want to know if they send back a email to you saying not enough information. Not enough information. Now we know people that have checked several times and they keep getting that back. Well, it's in our view, the DPS has your driver's license number. They know everything about you. They know who you are. And for them to tell you they don't have enough information, that's BS. And we think that is a stalling tactic. That's our opinion. We do. And David says you cannot check in California. Let me tell you, that's a shame, and we need to do something about that. Maybe we can help organize a group out there or something. I wish we had a chapter out there. We would have them working on that right now. We certainly would. So, from that point there, we need to pass on to you. You need to record every stop, every time you're stopped. And not saying you're going to get stopped, but the chances are high if you're wearing a vest or in a club, which is your constitutional right to do so, brother. It is. Record all stops by law enforcement. Get the officer's name. Get the officer's badge. Write down the location, the street, whatever crossroads there are, write it down. Because we'll need this information if we need to ask for a body cam recording. because many times that's what we run into. We can't get the recording, or they keep coming back at us saying not enough information. Sound familiar? And we want to start here at Texas Biker Radio what we call a bad actor database. You know, that's one of them that is willing to violate your constitutional right. Maybe put you into a gang database even though you have committed no crime. Ever. Because we have this within the gang database here in Texas. We do. We know we do. So, you know, there are plenty of law officers out there that are perfectly willing to, and don't give a damn whether they're violating your constitutional rights or not. And we want to know who those bad actors are. And we want to know if there is a pattern with those law officers. Because if there is, everybody, if there is, we'll start filing complaints against that law officer. We'll do it again and again and again, as many times as it takes. And yes, they can lose their qualified immunity that they treasure so much. They can. Now, like I said, we're not anti-law enforcement. We're anti-corrupt law enforcement. We're anti-corrupt courts because we've seen it. That's exactly what happened in Waco. That's exactly what happened. And by the grace of God, you know, hey, look, none of the bikers that were involved in all that mess down there took a plea bargain. Let me tell you guys, that took some guts. They lasted 4 years. That took guts, man. And I knew people that struggle with what to do. And now we see this nationwide, not only for bikers, but for citizens that find themselves at odds with a political party. They can be framed at the drop of a hat, just like we saw with the January 6th episode. That's what I'm talking about, everybody. But man, I mean, there's enough going on. There's enough going on out there to just have you say, you know, what the hell? You know, do I need to just give up, or do I need to just take a break, or, you know, I can't make a difference? You question yourself. But you know what? Whether it's bikers' rights, whether it's our constitutional rights as a nation, we can't give up. We can't give up. The things we see going on, and some people out there may think it's good. You know, if you think everything's going to be free and there's going to be nobody paying for it, and hey, just kumbaya, everybody. Well, I got news for you. Nothing's free. Somebody's got to pay. Somebody's got to pay. But we want to make sure that one group is not riding roughshod over the other. Everything needs to be fair. And really, that's what the bikers have been asking for years. Is, hey, we just want a fair shake here. And now that everybody knows what the word narrative means, whether it be a false narrative, something they're trying to make a crime or a supposed crime matched a narrative that they're putting out there. And of course, we've been seeing this for, like I said, for decades. This is nothing new. And now we're having it at the highest levels of government. Let me read David's thing here. I've been pulled over out here in California, they say, because my pipes are loud. But when they ask me what gang do I belong to, I ask why, because I'm wearing a vest with a big old patch on the back of it. Well, that's your constitutional right to do so. It doesn't matter whether they like it or not. And with the noise I hear going up and down the highway here, loud pipes from a Harley is the last thing they need to worry about. Especially when people out here in these highways are driving 95 miles an hour in a 65 mile an hour zone. And especially when the people out here are shooting each other on the highways. So, yeah, I get you, David. I get what you're saying. And, wow, I'll have to tell you about my tattoos sometime, which I totally lack of. But, I kind of waited too long because I'm diabetic now. It's kind of tough for me to get a tattoo nowadays. Maybe it's too old anyway. Maybe I'm too old anyway. It'd say something different by the time they finish with it. Let's talk some national shit. I'm sorry, everybody, for you people that are on the constitutional page. We do have quite a few ministry folks over there, and even here too. We have a lot of motorcycle ministries. So every once in a while, I'll break down and say a cuss word. I do ask the Lord for forgiveness whenever I get too wild. Of course, I can really bring it if I need to. You know what I mean, everybody? Just saying. But let's talk a little bit about the national politics. You ever heard the term? We had the term in the Navy: loose lips sink ships. Yeah, that was a saying from World War II, I think it was. That was a saying then, and you take a look out there and you look at Biden's G7 performance. Where he gave the despots of the world, the despots of the world, a list of 16 targets that should not be cyber attacked. What a gift, everybody. What a gift. Maybe he should be tried for treason, is what I'm saying. And now he's going to try and cozy up to Iran again. I mean, the list runs on and on, everybody. It's not just Hunter. I mean, it's a proven fact. Hey, look, they're freaking crooks. But, we have guys on our side doing that stuff too. We got all these people out there that are supposedly on our side, talking about all these military operations. Oh, yeah. This is happening, that's happening, this is going to happen on July the 4th, this is going to happen on June 26th. We got all this stuff coming out there. And if there's any military operation going on, they got to be madder than hell at this bunch, like the Frog Network. Matter of fact is, they'll tell you they know something, in the same breath they'll tell you that, hey, we've been told to shut up. Well, I should say so, because you think the other side isn't going to react to whatever it is that might be going on? There's a reason when I was in the military that I had to pass a security clearance. And also in my years of working aircraft, the B-1 bomber, the B-2 bomber, you name it. Some of the missile programs, I mean, you name it, everybody. So it makes me question what in the hell is going on here. So I would hope if there's any military operations going on, they tell these people to shut the fuck up. If they're any place close to right, which I doubt. Everybody. So, they're telling us, hey, look, there's fixing to be a global shutdown. Yeah, there's going to be all these outfits are doing all this stuff. The internet's going to be shut down. Hey, I don't doubt if somebody makes a move on this group of maniacs that are in control right now, that they would try something. They would try something like that. Or they would try and start a war to take the heat off of them and put the heat somewhere else. I have no doubt that may happen whenever these audits come to light. And right now they're trying everything they can to quell it all, because like I mentioned the other day, a lot of people that are reporting on this stuff have disappeared off of YouTube. I mean, they were reporting the other day, hey, there's going to be an attack on the Cabal satellites. So we're going to announce to them that we're going to do it? Really, everybody? Really? But, I mean, it just keeps getting better, everybody. It just keeps getting better. I'm just going to jump around a little bit to stuff that I saw today. And let's see, Lori Lightfoot. She's a piece of work, everybody. The mayor of Chicago, she's a piece of freaking work. But she has now announced that racism is a public health emergency. Yep. So she's going to divert $10 million from the COVID relief program to these issues, these racial issues. Now, what's going to happen with that money there? You think it's going to go off to BLM or some of those other places like that? And you think that money's not going to eventually make it back into their pockets? Because we got a lot of things going on, everybody. We got money being pissed around everywhere. We haven't even spent all the billions that were spent on COVID. They still got money stacked everywhere. That's how these states, these liberal states now are surviving off of that money, like California, where they're trying to buy everybody off. That's what they're going to do, everybody. They're going to try and buy you off. And I guess, hey, look, some people, they're going to go along with it. Yeah, they are. Money talks. Hell, we got Democrats, we got Democrats been buying elections for years. It don't take much for them to go into their communities and spend $10 or $20. Pick somebody up, take them down, give them $10 to go in and vote. Yeah, happening all over the place. But, hey, look, they're no longer controlling the narrative anymore. I mean, they're still pushing, they're still trying and everything else, but I don't think the people are totally buying into it anymore, especially when they see more and more and more of Biden and Harris. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Don, I see that they're getting ready to send $300 per child to families. Yeah, that's just a scheme to pay people off to get them satisfied, and hey, we can do whatever we want to do because we're sending out money. But oh. They were trying to control the narrative with Twitter and Facebook and all this stuff, I mean, Twitter even had a rapid response team. Yeah. Whenever somebody would post something, they had a rapid response that would jump on it and start eliminating all this stuff. And that included, the people and, people, the conservative people and doctors and everything else, people that were not going along with the COVID narrative, as you'd say. Yeah, that Dr. Fauci was putting out there. Yeah, they didn't like that too much. So they started censoring those people and canceling them. Yeah. And so the big topic now is CRT. It's the critical race theory that's being taught in our schools, or they're trying to teach it. And here what they do, the same thing with Common Core, and I do need to get Alice Linehan on here to tell you and explain to you all about this stuff that's going on in the schools. Because like with Common Core, here in Texas, they could tell you that hey, we don't have Common Core as a curriculum in our schools. But what they did is they had their own curriculum for indoctrinating. They may not have had Common Core, but they had something else. And let me tell you, they're quite clever at sneaking this stuff into the classroom. Now that's the reason, the critical race theory, what they're calling it is national suicide is what it is. Where you're teaching children, where you're teaching young children with minds of mush, little kids. The white kids are the oppressors, and the black kids they don't have a chance because of the oppressors. They can't get ahead. They can't do it without the white folk. So that's what they're going to teach these kids, K through 12. They've already been teaching it in the universities, and that's the reason you see what we're seeing on the streets now. That's the reason we're seeing it. And like I said, I'll get Alice Linehan. I think she is still with Women on the Wall, and they've been fighting this crap for years. And you'll be amazed to hear where this stuff is coming from. Have you ever heard I guess there's a National Association, there's a Texas Association of School Administrators that creates this bullshit and then sells it to the school systems? Now, critical race theory came out of universities. It's a different animal. It's a dangerous animal, is what it is. It's bad news, everybody, and we have parents all across the country that are now stepping up and going to these school boards, and they're saying, oh hell no, not with my kid you don't, not with my kid you don't. And I will post the link to Ty Smith who's a young black man who stood up at a school board meeting and gave them the what for over it. That's an incredible young man that got up there and stood up and told it like it is. I'm sure many of you have seen it. Man. So the audits in liberal states like Colorado, Michigan, they're all in a panic. They're attacking the forensic audits. They're trying everything they can do to attack the forensic audits. Let me tell everybody, we need to demand every state do a forensic audit, especially after what we saw on election night and what we're finding out. Every American voter should be concerned about this. Everybody, whether you're a Democrat or Republican. You want the elections to be fair. That's what Americans are all about, being fair. Following the Constitution as it's written, not a bunch of made-up shit by politicians, the courts. The list runs on. So, yeah. So, it's a good thing. There is going to be a school board meeting here Thursday night this week. I don't think I'm going to be back in time for that. If I am, I will be there. I will be there. I know there's going to be a rally beforehand. Look it up when it's going to be. Attend if you're in the DFW area. Attend that school board meeting. Attend that rally. Let your voice be heard. Let your voice be heard. And like I said, if I'm back in time, I will be there. And I will make every effort to do that. Do that. Hey, now, in the show description, I said, "Well, who is Ray Epps?" And some of you may know who he is. Ray Epps is supposedly the FBI agent, or the FBI asset, let's put it that way, that was at the Capitol building on January 6th. Yeah. He was seen there, the night before. Let me show you something. I'm going to show you something right now. Let me switch this around to the cube and fire it up, and then I'll turn down my audio while this plays. Incredible, everybody. Incredible. Let me switch this around. And here we go.
I don't even like to say it because I'll be arrested.
Well, let's not say it.
We need to go. I'll say it. All right. We need to go in.
Shut the fuck up, Boomer.
To the Capitol.
Let's go!
Saying his optics.
Base Fed posting? All right. We need to go into the Capitol. I didn't see that coming. Okay.
Hey, at the end of the day, y'all.
Organization founded by George Soros! George Soros! He is a fucking racist! They are trying to divide us, people!
Hey, hey, hey! Hey!
I hope you heard what he said. This was January 5th, and he was telling everybody to go to the Capitol building, attack the Capitol building. That's what he was telling everybody. And the crowd was yelling back at him, no, no, no way, we don't do that. We don't do that. And so this guy has been working the Capitol since, he's been working on ops at the Capitol building, operations at the Capitol building, since 2012. And he's associated with Oath Keepers, a state chapter president. Let me say this, everybody. You have to ask this question because of how corrupt the FBI is and involved with the deep state and also the CIA. But is the FBI, this question has to be asked, are they Antifa? Are they BLM? Have they infiltrated them to the point where they're in charge of it? And they're actually controlling all this crap that's going on? I mean, that question has to be asked. Because they are corrupt, everybody. They are corrupt. And yeah, you might be right, Brain Damage. I love that name. But, yeah. I mean, that is more likely than people went there to actually tear the Capitol up. They were guided there. And you can see it in the videos. And, you know, there's 14,000 hours of videos that we haven't seen. There's way more. There's way more evidence. There's way more evidence where you see Capitol Hill police letting people in. So, yeah. Thank you, buddy. Well, yeah, but, yeah, this hat, it keeps sliding back for some reason. You know, I can't buy a hat that won't fly off my motorcycle, but maybe if I slowed down, it might stay on. Oh, yeah, there was one thing. The audit reports that are coming out, there is a minute-by-minute record of all the audits. They did this minute by minute. So if the other side wants to say it's all fake, it's all BS, all this other stuff, they have a video record of all of it. All of it. You know, and YouTube may take us off tonight, and they've had plenty of chances over the last months. Because we said all the words that they don't like to hear. And so, you know, that, I mean, and of course, they monitor whatever you're saying there on the chat line. So they're monitoring everything we see. But let me say one other thing. All of these agencies, the FBI, the CIA, all these outfits that were supposed to be protecting us, protecting our country from a takeover from outside the country or within. So let me tell you that they didn't do their job. Just a minute, let me cough. So these outfits didn't do their job. And you know, they have all the snooping machines they need. We spent $4 billion on that place in Utah where they listen to all these conversations. They catch all these emails. They have people that are monitoring this stuff 24/7. And yeah, Snowden came out of that outfit. But now we find out they too are corrupt. And you know, if there's anything going on out there, they may know about it. Then again, they may not. If there is some super secret operation going on. But let me say this. Special ops is a small part of the military. Let me say that again. Special ops are a small part of the military. If they're going to take action, they got to be precise and they've got to be swift. Just saying, everybody. Just saying. Hey, now remember what I said about you guys that ride motorcycles? Ride, record, and report. Never be without your camera. And if you are without it, or you forget, make sure to get the officer's name, the officer's badge number, the location. And yes, we will help you out. We will help you out. So, if you've actually, if you've done some dirty deed, that gets tougher. But, if you're innocent of whatever they're going to lay on you when they pull you over on the side of the road, you know what I'm saying. What I'm saying. All right, everybody. Now, if we get a chance, we will come on live if we have good internet connection. We have stuff going on. OG and I will come on and we'll hash it out with everybody. Certainly will. And let me see. Let me answer a few guys here. Lisa Lee, officer standing by and doing nothing as people entered the. People always made me wonder. Yeah, you're right. She's talking about January 6th there, where the officers just kind of stood there, and even some of them waved them in. And you saw that one officer that said, "Hey," where the guy that was leading the crowd said, "Hey, they're going to let us in. Don't do anything wrong," or something like that. Yeah. Everybody knows the cartels infiltrated the Border Patrol. I do not doubt that, Don. I do not doubt that. There's just so much money out there. And listen, everybody, this is the reason that, here's what we say. There's good and bad everywhere. There is. No matter what organization you're in, no matter, the American public, there's good and bad everywhere. But, there's mostly good people, and then there's those bad actors out there that are going to, the lure of easy money from cartels and otherwise, or either by police departments and the attorney generals of each state that quit prosecuting, start ignoring crime. That's bad. Those are bad people. Everybody. They're everywhere. They're in our attorney general's office. They're in our city prosecutor's offices. They're everywhere. And you know the story about George Soros and how he put his money into all these prosecutors. That's what we're seeing the results from that as people are let go of crimes that they say are minor. But it may not be to that business owner. If enough of them are coming to his place of business and stealing from him constantly, they're eventually going to put him out of business. So that's what we're saying, everybody there. And brain damage, you're right. You don't engage in small talk with a police officer. They only have a certain amount of time that they can keep you stopped unless you start chit-chatting with them. Just get in and get out. Tell him, hey, give me your ticket, whatever you're going to do. I got stuff to do. I have time to talk to you. I don't have to answer your questions. Yeah. He got your driver's license or whatever else. He sees your insurance. That's all he needs to know. He don't need to know where you're going, what you're doing. You say, hey, am I being detained? And if I am, why? Yeah, that's what you do. And that goes for everybody, not just bikers. The officer's supposed to give you the ticket and go on about his business. That's it. And, Club Fit. Yeah. Are you from Canada? Or is that Canada, CA, California? Okay. Just still. Can't wait to see his kids in Michigan with this border still shut down. I hear you. Man. Well, everybody, that's about it. I mean, that's about as much as I can talk. I mean, the OG's not here for me to bounce stuff off of. You say that's Canada? Yeah? Glad to have you. Oh, Canada, California. Okay. I haven't been there. I've been a lot of places. I've worked out Edwards Air Force Base, worked in Long Beach, and all those places around there on aircraft. Palmdale, you name it. Even the dogs had badges. It's kind of interesting too. All right, buddy. Have a good evening, and have a great visit with your kids when you get there. With that, everybody. This is Popeye with Texas Biker Radio, Sons of Liberty Riders MC. Take part, everybody. Take part.